Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are going to do the Polish Empire Season 3, Episode 2. Now, I know I haven't uploaded the Polish Empire in around a week, so it's best if I get back to you now, instead of never. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, and subscribe and just enjoy the video. Now let's just go over to Ukraine, where Ukraine decides, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we just was our own country now, and they declare war on Poland. Poland might have let Ukraine go, but no. They decided to, you know what, you're being invaded now, is what they said. They said, you're being invaded now. So the entire Ukrainian military gathers from the Black Sea in Kyiv to go attack Poland. Now this doesn't go well, obviously, because Poland's way stronger than Ukraine. But they actually do a bit better than expected. But they do get pushed back out here, but they do push into what was originally Ukrainian. They do get, like, the other part, like, Lviv, I think. They get Lviv, whatever. But they are getting tremendously pushed back over on the front, over on this front, over here. So much so that I can't tell where Kyiv is. I'm going to say it's right there. I'm going to say Kyiv is right there. So, after a swift push over here, while Ukraine tries to capture Warsaw, it doesn't go well as Kyiv has already been captured. And the entirety of the Ukrainian military has to retreat. As they retreat out of Poland, and help fight against the invasion. Now keep in mind that they are like pushing back over here, and this is a stalemate along the border, so they can't really make progress there. And then after a bit more push along this river and cutting Ukraine into two, Ukraine goes under peace negotiations. And with the peace treaty here, we have Ukraine being restored to its pre-2014 borders. Now, this is like 2100 at this point, so this is a weird border to set it back to. But they set it back to this border, and you're wondering, why did Russia get land? Russia's actually, not that bad. So Ukraine gets its full independence in exchange for, basically all of its northern land up here to be seized over, and all of its land down here to be seized over to Russia. But, we have this part of Hungary being taken back to Ukraine. But in return, they get all of that area. And Poland loses land to, recreate Ukraine's 2014 borders. So, yeah. And next up, we have basically, the collapse of Hungary. Hungary is going to collapse. So, yeah, Hungary's not going to be good. Hungary is going to collapse into its own state. Now, I know it's hard to hear, but it will happen. Now, keep in mind, this is not Poland invading Hungary. Poland's not invading Hungary. It's, we just have Poland, we just have them being in blue, because, blue is just, represent color for the defender. So, we have the pro-Italians. The pro-Italians are pushing up from the Italian peninsula, taking Venice. And then we have some separate rebellion take place over here in Hungary, Romania. Or not, like, we have Romania and Moldovan rebellion take place. That's supported by Ukraine, because it's going to be pro-Ukrainian. And then the Balkans are going to be represented in, the Balkans are now going to be represented in orange, or this color right here. So the Balkans are basically one centralized rebellion to take out, to basically give that all back. So yeah, you can definitely see which one's doing the best. The Italian one is doing the best, if you couldn't tell, because it is in a strategical position. It can cut them in two right here. It can just take this and hide in the mountains. Meanwhile, here, they don't have any major cities, they don't have anything. And here they are all, like, all over the place. So, meanwhile, we have Italy, the Italian one, capturing all the rest of the Italian peninsula. Even go as far as here before hiding in the mountains. And even the Romania one gets better push because it's supported by Ukraine. Now keep in mind, the Balkan ones are not supported by anybody. This one, the Italian one, supported by France. This one supported by Ukraine. And yeah, no one's doing anything. So the Balkan one will get crushed. Not even crushed, I mean destroyed. They got completely destroyed. And now for the Hungarian one to die. They don't die instantly. They do get pushed back to Moldova, and after Moldova's there, they completely crush Moldova as well. As for the Italian one, they make peace with Italy over here. And with Italy actually being, you know, taken right here. With Italy being, you know, restored back to basically its World War II era. We then have a small conflict between Italy and Austria to get this piece of land, which most of the people in this strip consider themselves Austrian. So they want, you know, they want to be part of Austria. Meanwhile, Italy says, no Austria. And the reason why France helped the Italians is because they're declaring war on them. Yes, this was all a ploy to get Italy. To take over Italy. That was all that ploy. So, yeah. And in the peace treaty, they made sure that Hungary wasn't allowed to invade Italy back. So yeah, this is all France. This is all going to be France now. And then we have the push into the mountains. Let's say they could just push into the mountains. Let's say they could do this, because realistically they would be right here. They'd be right here for like a good portion of the war. But they are recently controlling this, so we have some pushes being made over here. Meanwhile, landing on Sardinia, taking the entire island. And then they want to land on Rome directly, but they decide, no, that's not a good idea, because it's probably going to be defended, and it is. So instead, they focus their sights towards Sicily, and which they do. They go after Sicily, making an invasion there, while we have more of a push from France over this way. And eventually they're out of the Alps. They are out of the Alps. So they decide to push down the coast. And then push across the, like, basically not that tall Italian mountains. And begin pushing there. While taking the San Marino area. And just completely having this part of Italy separated from the rest. But the Italian army is ready and pushes back the French. And eventually makes them retreat to Corsica and over here. But that's not the French's main plan. Their main plan is to take out Sicily, which they take them out with minor casualties. Compared to the rest of the war, it is minor. And then they're invading up the Italian peninsula, like in World War II. But despite the World War II, we don't have a winter where everything gets muddy and they stop. It keeps going, and it's basically like Blitz. And even though they get pushed back near here, it's almost inevitable that Italy will lose. Especially because they got cut off again, and this time that all fell. So with this being that's all of Italy, with that being what's all of Italy left, they want to make peace, but they also don't want to make peace as well. Because if they make peace, then they'll lose, obviously. But now that Rome's taken, they have no other option but to surrender. Now, in this peace treaty, we see Italy getting absolutely wrecked. We have the state of Venice becoming independent, we have Naples being independent, Sicily becoming independent, and Sardinia being annexed by France, and this part also being annexed by France. You know, this part is basically a heavily broken down Italian state. Also, San Marino comes back. So, yeah, that'll be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.